You know that feeling, right? That little jolt when a website won't load or an app stops working? Well, for the teams on the other side of that screen, that jolt is more like a massive earthquake. It can be absolute chaos. In this explainer, we're going to look at how AWS Incident Manager is designed to step in and turn all of that chaos into calm, cool control. So let's just put ourselves in that situation for a second. Your service is down. Alarms are going off, social media is blowing up, and the pressure is mounting fast. What do you do? That moment right there is where having a plan makes all the difference between a 5-minute blip and a 5-hour catastrophe. Because without a plan, this is what happens. It's a total scramble. You've got people talking over each other in 3 different chat apps. You can't find the one person who knows the system, and your best engineers are wasting precious time restarting servers instead of actually figuring out what went wrong. It's a mess. And the worst part, it erodes your customers' trust, and you pretty much guarantee you're going to have to do this all over again next month. Okay, so how do we fight that chaos? You need a system. You need a framework. And that is exactly what AWS Incident Manager is built to do. It's all about bringing structure to these incredibly high-stress situations. Now notice the keywords here, mitigate and recover. This isn't just some fancy alarm system. It's a full-on service that guides you through an incident from start to finish, and it's built on all the hard-won lessons that AWS themselves learned from running their own massive services. The whole idea here is to manage the entire incident lifecycle. What's the goal? It's simple, really, but it's absolutely critical. Get things back to normal as fast as humanly possible. And you do that by following a clear step-by-step framework. And here's that framework. It's basically a 4-phase loop. It all starts with alerting and getting the right people engaged. Then you move into triage to figure out how bad it is. From there, it's all hands on deck for investigation and mitigation. That's the fixing part. And then crucially, you have the post-incident analysis, where you learn from what just happened. Let's walk through how this all works. You know, a good incident response doesn't actually start when the alarms go off. Nope. It starts way, way before that. It is all about preparation. Being proactive is the name of the game. And the heart of all that preparation is something called a response plan. Just think of it like your emergency playbook. You can have a playbook for the database is down and another one for the website is slow. It predefines everything, who gets paged, what chat room to join, and even what automated fixes to try right away. Of course, a plan is useless if you don't know who to call. That's what on-call schedules are for. They automate the whole process. You can set up rotations so the system always knows who's on duty, whether it's 3 in the afternoon or 3 in the morning, which is key to making sure your team doesn't get burned out. But what if the person on call is in a meeting or asleep and doesn't answer? That's where the escalation plan comes in. It's your automated safety net. If that first alert isn't acknowledged after, say, 5 minutes, the plan automatically kicks it up to the next level and the next until someone responds. Let's make this real. Here's a pretty standard escalation. At minute 0, the primary engineer gets a text. Nothing. 5 minutes go by, the system automatically calls their phone. Still no answer? At the 10-minute mark, it pages the secondary person on call. 15 minutes and still silence? Fine. It goes straight to the engineering manager. An incident never, ever gets ignored. Okay, so you've done all your homework. Your response plans are written, your schedules are set. Now for the main event. Let's see what happens when an actual incident gets triggered and the plan kicks into high gear. The really powerful thing here is that an incident doesn't have to be started by a person. In fact, it's better when it's not. It can be triggered automatically by a CloudWatch alarm when a metric goes way off, or by an event bridge event from some other part of your system. And of course, a human can always hit the big red button if they see trouble first. And this right here is a game changer. When that incident starts, it can automatically kick off a runbook. A runbook is just a list of steps to take. So instead of a person having to log in and manually start a service, the runbook just does it, instantly. This frees up your brilliant engineers to actually diagnose the problem, not just click buttons. Remember that slide about the bad outage? Scrambled communication is an absolute killer in a crisis. You need everyone in the same place, looking at the same information, a single source of truth. So to fix that, Incident Manager automatically creates a dedicated chat channel for every single incident. And it does it right inside the tools your team already lives in, like Slack, Teams, or Chime. It pulls all the right people into one virtual war room and feeds in a live timeline of events, so everybody's on the same page from the get-go. All right, the fire is out. The service is back online. Everyone breathes a huge sigh of relief. It's tempting to just close your laptop and move on, right? But that would be a massive mistake. The most valuable part of this whole process is what happens next. And this quote from the AWS documentation just nails it. The point isn't just to fix the thing that broke, it's to learn from it and feed those lessons right back into the system. You improve your runbooks, you tweak your response plans, you get better every single time. It's all about creating this positive feedback loop. An Incident Manager gives you a structured way to do this. It automatically pulls in the entire timeline of what happened and when. It gives you question templates to guide the conversation. It helps you track the real impact. And most importantly, it helps you create and track action items to make sure the root cause actually gets fixed. So you go through all this. You do the prep, you manage the response, you do the analysis. What's the big payoff? Why should you bother setting all this up? Well, the results really do speak for themselves. With this kind of structured approach, your time to resolve incidents just plummets. The amount of manual, repetitive work your team has to do goes way down. And because you're actually learning from your mistakes, those frustrating repeat outages start to fade away. I mean, look at the difference here. It's night and day. You go from disorganized panic to a structured, calm response. You trade in manual toil for smart automation. You stop wasting time and get to our resolution faster. And you break that awful cycle of fixing the same thing over and over, and instead move to a culture of continuous improvement. And, at the end of the day, fixing things faster is great, but that's not the ultimate goal. The real prize is building more resilient systems in the first place. It's about systematically making your applications stronger and your processes smarter so that these incidents become less frequent and less severe over time. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Because incidents are never a matter of if, they are always a matter of when. The next one is coming. So take a hard look at your own team and your own processes and ask yourself, are you ready?